Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're exploring a really powerful idea: the deep, direct connection between educating women and building a successful, prosperous society. It's a way of looking at this that reframes the whole conversation, not just as a social issue, but as a critical economic investment.
This quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The idea here is that when you educate one half of the population, it's not just a benefit for them, it lifts up absolutely everyone. This one thought is presented as the single key to unlocking a nation's entire future.
So, the fundamental idea we're unpacking is pretty profound, that the women in any society are the ones who are truly shaping its future. Their education, their ability to lead inside the family, that directly sets the course for progress for generations to come. Now, to bring this down to earth, this isn't just some abstract theory. The source material points directly to India as an example. The general state of education there is already a huge challenge, but for women, the situation is described as even more dire. So this is a real-world, high-stakes problem. So let's pause and just think about that for a second. On a smaller scale, inside just one family, who has the most day-to-day influence over its success, its health, and the future of the kids? The answer we're about to explore might totally change how you see the structure of a home.
And here it is, the core analogy of this whole idea. We're asked to think of the home as a company, a small business, if you will. And in that company, the woman is the chief executive officer. She's the one managing operations, setting the culture, and making all the little and big decisions that decide whether that company succeeds or fails. And that analogy just makes everything click, right? I mean, think about it. You would never, ever hire an untrained, uneducated CEO to run your business. So why would we be okay with that for the most fundamental unit of our entire society? What happens to the company when its leader doesn't have the tools to lead?
Well, the results are pretty much what you'd expect from any failing organization. The products of this home, the children, suffer. You see poor health, a lack of good education, and a negative environment. The kids don't develop the habits they need to succeed, and what's the end result? Society doesn't get the disciplined, productive citizens it needs to thrive. It's a really stark way to frame family struggles in the sharp language of business failure. Now, an untrained CEO isn't working with nothing. They often rely on traditional knowledge, things passed down from their mother or mother-in-law. And that stuff is valuable, but it's often limited. It might not include an understanding of global events or big social changes. Formal education, on the other hand, provides that bigger picture worldview. It gives a leader the tools to make informed, logical decisions in a modern world. The point isn't to replace tradition, but to build on it.
Okay, so we've talked about the costs and the problems. Let's flip this around. What's the payoff? When we actually invest in training the CEO of the home, what does that return on investment look like? What's the upside?
An educated woman, our CEO, excels at these 5 key leadership functions. She's laying the educational groundwork for her kids, she's teaching them values, she's building good habits, and she's making sure the whole operation runs smoothly in a healthy environment. See, these aren't just chores. These are the key performance indicators, the KPIs, of a successful home. And this is the magic moment. This is where the small scale connects to the massive scale. When you have millions of these household CEOs all performing these duties effectively, the combined impact is just staggering. These seemingly private individual actions become the literal foundation, the bedrock of a healthy, wealthy, and successful nation. Wow, I mean, this visual really says it all, doesn't it? The argument being made here is that if you had to pick just one thing, one single lever to pull to drive national progress, this is it. It's not just one of many options. It's presented as the most powerful, direct strategy we have. So let's put it all together. The logic is simple and incredibly powerful. When you educate a woman, you're training a highly effective CEO. When that CEO runs her company, the home, successfully, she produces happy, healthy, educated kids. And a nation that's full of these successful little companies is, by definition, a thriving and powerful nation. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Just look around your own life, your own community. This whole idea encourages us to see the mothers, the sisters, the wives around us in a new light. Not just in their traditional roles, but as the chief executives of the most important startups in the world, our families. And it makes you ask the question, are we giving them the tools they need to succeed?